wasn't just kidding about those old spell books she left stacked on the shelf. In here, I thought they were nothing but hooey. What a bastard of a woman. Rest her sweet soul. Lit the wick and missed the candle. You. What's your name? I don't know what the standard is down below, but up here, we humans at least like to know the names of who's gonna be fucking us over. Or, at least, who the middleman is doing the fucking in the name of, the cuckold. Because I know you're gonna be fucking me over one way or another, so let's not pretend that whatever you're offering isn't gonna cost a pretty... I'll be fine. I will be. Soon enough. Soon enough. You're right, though. Heaven forbids we get too familiar with each other, right? I need help. It's my husband. Let me rephrase. I need your help with my husband. You'll understand why soon enough, as soon as we make it back to the homestead. I don't suppose you'd judge extra if I asked to lean on you till we reach the house. I'm feeling a tad woozy, and if I were to, say, die before we came to some sort of agreement, why, I have my doubts on if I'd reach beyond those wrought iron pearly gates, though I'm sure you'd agree he had it coming, but that just means one more penny slipping into the burning pyre. You'd say it was just to watch the copper burn, but we'd all know you's a liar. Oh, thank you kindly. Should be just round the corner. Ignore the blood if you must. I'd normally clean when inviting company, let alone company that kept so neat, but I was preoccupied with other things. Would you believe me if I said that he just fell down the stairs at the same time I just so happened to carry prematurely? Oh, that makes nobody. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm no monster. Children are guiltless and pure, innocent little things that just so happen to scream bloody murder every hour of every day and night and stink to high heavens, but I like 'em enough. Enough for somebody out there to suppose I should have 1 or 2 or 6 of my own, nipping at my heels. Or at least my husband liked the idea of a strapping young man to call his own, like his father before him, and his father before him, and his father before him. He never says a word about his mother, by the way. Or maybe his mother just learned it was futile to speak up. Regardless, he found me. He filled my head with dreams of a life beyond these rolling swaths of endless farmland and benign shores, and then stuffed my gut with seed. I never claimed to be smart, but I claimed desperation like no other. I saw a glimmer of fool's gold in the palm of his hands, and when I took it, he revealed it was nothing more than cornstalk for feeding the hens. He didn't even give me a wedding band. Said that his love would be enough. that he might not have 2 pennies to rub together, but that he'd work so hard I'd never know the difference between having a fleet of servants to cater to my every whim before I even knew that I wanted it. And him. Of course I knew he was lying then, but you get enough people looking at you, each of 'em begging, pleading with wide open eyes, hoping that they too can find themselves an individual so devoted that they'd succumb to their knees and offer all they had to the love you offer. You'd say anything to get them to look away. Or worse. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have known. I should have looked each and every one of those gawking gals in the eyes and said no. As if they weren't gossiping amongst themselves about how they'd never stoop to my level, but hey, they were happy for me at least. You know how Southern people are. They speak with 2 tongues and will call you blessed with one and damned and stupid with the other in the same singular voice. Of course, you should know. You went down to Georgia yourself once, right? Anyways, same sob story. I bet you've heard it 10 times before. I got married to a scab of a man who tried to shield me from the rot that festers from the outside and the blood that gushes in, and like a scab, he never truly heals from either side, leaving me yellowed sick. Maybe it's 'cause I won't let him heal me, or maybe there's just no point in my mind when I know the scar will always hit. Really, what's the point? He found himself his sucker and stuck me to him forever with something more permanent and less profitable than a wedding band could ever be. A baby. A baby. We don't know the sex yet. Didn't know at least. Looks like he would have gotten the strapping son he always wanted, but that'd just be the start, don't you know? More little hands to render the tallow are always necessary, and I'm sure when it comes to his hand in the process, he'd be more than happy to assist me till I'm stuck. Till it's stuck. Till I was stuck. Swollen and sick and full of his brood. I'd hope he could at least pretend to like me more when he had me the way he wanted me. He used to look at me like I hung that big shiny Alabama moon in the sky, and now I'm left here sitting and wondering when the sweet tea wells ran dry. I mean, you'd at least hope that the bastard could keep his hands to himself for the sake of his son, but then what else would he have left to blame on me? His dizzy cow of a wife who, well, I don't need to justify myself to you, of course, do I? I'm sure every bitch, broad, and bimbo who summons you to deal with their dirty work says that he had it coming, and I'm sure that 9 times out of 10, that within a true jury of their peers, not a woman alive would convict them. But we don't live in that perfect world, and I've never made things easy on myself. All I want is a fresh start. I don't want no kind of fame that I can't claim I earned myself from the tenacity and grit that comes from climbing those stairs to start it myself. Call it a fool's errand if the Hollywood Babylon is to be believed, but it can be done. I'd like to have my accomplishments be my accomplishments. I just want the slate wiped clean. The memory of this night to be a bad, bad kind of dream. I want to wake up in a hotel room on the Strip, paid for months in advance, with the kinds of hands that never cause bloodshed, let alone the kinds of hands that could be expected to wear a wedding band and no effects of pregnancy. I want to level the playing field. Start from zero, like any other wide-eyed starlet, because otherwise, with the odds stacked so against me, in the life I was living just a few hours ago, I couldn't hope to sneak away so much to see a picture made in Hollywood, let alone be in the pictures myself, and the life I live now, well, No coppers really like to hear the simple, benign truth that sometimes accidents happen. Sometimes miscarriages are induced out of nowhere, caused by nothing, like anybody would believe that, but sometimes they are, and, well, sometimes the physical pain of such a late stage of miscarriage that you might as well be delivering the thing half alive alerts the people around you that something just is not quite right, and then they get angry because they assume it's not an accident, that you are worse than Satan himself for trying to squeeze your way out of his loving embrace before he breaks your neck like he did your spirit. And sometimes he blames you, calls you every slur under the sun, as if the physical trauma of having your head bashed against the wall wouldn't make you lose the pregnancy anyways, and he slips. He slips and takes a tumble down the steps of your attic bedroom, and you wait for your head to stop pounding before you realize that he hasn't called you a stupid cunt yet for not waddling your way down to help him beat you better, and you... Well, you get the gory details, do you not? If you're not the devil, you're a devil. You must have quite the vivid imagination. Requirement of the occupation, I'm sure. What's your price? I know, traditionally, I'd be wagering my soul, but with Hollywood the way it is, I figure you wouldn't take too kindly to being a mere shareholder. I kid, of course, but I gotta tell you, there is a very unique opportunity that's available to us. I did tell you I delivered the thing half alive. Yes? I thought it was a miscarriage at the time. Maybe even hoped, as sickening as it is to say. It's not its fault it's a catabolic seed looking to destroy my life, but he undeniably breathes, and I know because he cried and cried and cried until I found my mama's black book, and then he was out like a light, like God had long since left him. He's young, small for his age. I could be the most nurturing mother on the planet, and it still wouldn't be entirely certain that he'd make it through the night, and as the least nurturing one, I know for certain that under my care he wouldn't. Resentment might not kill in the same way that a set of weak lungs may, but all the same, the idea of them taking root, it's just no way to raise a child. But under your care, well, I'm sure everybody wants an enduring legacy in some way or another. Maybe that changes with immortality. An heir is only necessary if you need a legacy to endure after you pass on. But to have somebody who is always beneath you due to the lack of imminent succession, does that sound like something that might appeal to the likes of you? Remember, never say never. A babe like this is usually slaughtered for the likes of you. At least with a living infant, you can decide what you might actually like to do with it. Raise it as your own, or use it like a Capri Sun, or kick it. I don't know where you get your kicks. It's not like you'd be able to get your hands on him in the state that he is now otherwise. Sinless. A babe like this can be just about anything you want it to be, as opposed to my soul, which would be what to you? Currency? Or just another dark servant serving its dark master? I'm just saying, a Swiss Army knife's worth of potential is nestled within those baby's bones. You could be the one to unearth it, in exchange for giving me the chance to live out my potential. What do you say? As long as I can still be the starlet I've always dreamed to be, hell, the both of yous could even call me Mom. I was joking. I'm not joking any longer, am I? Shit. So, does Mommy really do it for ya, or